What it is, what it ain't. If you don't subscribe, your mama stank. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Honcho Keezus, and I'm back at it with another video. Top 15 scariest things caught on surveillance. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe, and join the ride, because it's finna be a long.
In 2009, an actor by the name of Joe Cummings uploaded a video to YouTube that gave at least 10 million people chills. While Cummings is an actor, he has made many claims that everything in this video is true and was not set up in any way. Cummings had been hearing strange noises at night for several weeks, and a lot of his food was coming up missing. Cummings originally put the camera up to catch his girlfriend sleepwalking or simply lying to him about rummaging about his apartment at night. The camera was set up in his kitchen and kept on all night, and what he found the next day was truly nightmare-inducing. In the video uploaded by Cummings, it starts off with the homeless woman dropping down from some type of vent or cubby near the ceiling. That alone would be enough to scare anyone. Her thin legs dropping from the upper right corner of the screen. However, things start to get terrifying in a more realistic way. The woman starts eating food and even pees in the sink. At one point during the night, Cummings gets up to get a drink and the woman darts behind a couch or chair to better hide herself. Once Cummings heads back to bed, she continues her routine before hopping back up into the cubby. Perhaps even more chilling is the few seconds of footage at the end of the video where Cummings wakes up the next morning for breakfast and to take down the camera, completely unaware of the woman as he lived his daily life. Cummings claimed that as soon as he saw the footage, he left his apartment and called the police, who removed her. She had set herself up a small living area in the cubby, which was actually a small loft intended for storage. While there are many claims.
So let me get this straight. There was a homeless woman in the cubby. So what I'm trying to figure out is, who inspected this home before they gave it to this guy? Who did it? Who did it? Well, he probably just moved in and thought everything would be good. Cause I'm not liking this.
Out there that the video is faked, it's still very unsettling to think of the possibility of someone living in your home without your knowledge.
You already know what I'm gonna say. If I would have seen that lady, you already know what time it is. It's pop time. Already. Hey, I'm not even gonna throw 3 punches. I'm throwing about 10.
Number 14, Screaming Spirit. In 2003, many guests stayed.
No. Screaming what? Screaming who?
The Windgate Hotel began calling into the front desk and complained that there were screams coming from a certain room, room 209 to be exact. Apparently, no one was booked in that room, so a security worker was sent to see if maybe someone had broken in. The security footage catches the security worker approaching the door, and a woman screaming can be clearly heard.
Someone checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too.
He knocks on the door several times, but there is no answer.
Don't knock.
The security manager tells his worker, John, to wait for the police to arrive. However, the worker enters the room anyway. After he opens,
I always want to explore.
To a complete halt. Once he enters the room, a white ghostly apparition can be seen moving from the doorway and then disappearing. John reports to the security manager that no one is in the room, but the furniture has been flipped and the carpet ripped up. John urges for the police to be called. Even the manager claims to be scared before the footage ends.
Man, that's scary.
You think?
I'm officially freaked out now.
There is no history with this hotel, or even particular room being haunted before this. Number 13, Alien Abduction. A paranormal investigation TV series from the late 90s known as Paranormal Borderlines featured a story about an alleged alien abduction caught on surveillance camera. The footage was sent in with a letter that provided a brief explanation of the footage. The footage includes
I don't give a god about that footage. Abducting who? Y'all ain't abducting me. Not with these on me, not with the box on me. Y'all ain't abducting nothing.
Not me, girl.
I would have been either fighting or taking off screaming.
4 black and white blocks of video. In the top right square of footage, there is a worker who exits a gate of some sort. In a flash of light and a camera glitch, he disappears. The tapes continue to run normally, with no sign of the employee for more than 2 hours. Around 1 a.m., the tape exhibits the same behavior as before, and the employee is returned outside the gate lying in the fetal position. He pukes, stands up appearing dazed, confused, and imbalanced before he walks out of the shot. The letter claims that this employee didn't remember anything about this event, or even his alleged alien encounter, but after the incident, the employee did quit his job and move far away.
I would have quit too. If I'm getting abducted, I would have quit.
Never to be heard from thereafter. The episode of Paranormal Borderline also brought in professionals to examine the tape's authenticity. While the pros do claim that this could be the result of someone taking advantage of common camera malfunctions, those glitches are not faked. Number 12. Violent Spirit. The happenings in this video are pretty self-explanatory. The original video was uploaded in 2013 and it features a man walking down a hallway of an unidentified building. As he is walking, a dark figure appears in front of him, in the camera's view. The man falls to the ground and is drugged, seemingly by the spirit, towards the end of the hallway for at least 2 or 3 meters before he is let go and runs in the opposite direction.
And this is in the video. Bro. I have nothing to say. I don't even think we're going to make it to 1. I don't think we're making it to 1. I think we might make it to like 8. And then I'm going to shut off. This is the devil. Demonic.
He seems fairly confused and certainly terrified. Of course, there's a vast group of skeptics that claim this to be fake. However, many have made the argument that the way his feet move as he is drugged would make it impossible for him to be pushing himself. It's a pretty chilling thought to imagine yourself walking down a hall, minding your own business, before being pulled to the ground and drugged forward by an immensely strong force. Consider that fact that you probably cannot see the source of your attack, and it makes for a very traumatic experience. Number 11. The Tutorial Ghost. In October 2010, a man was recording a tutorial for his illustration class. He was in his kitchen as to have more counter space available. As he explained the different materials he was using, in the background you can see a cabinet door slowly open, without a sound. By this point in the video, you're not even paying attention to the tutorial as you're completely focused on the cabinet door and what may happen next. The small door slams shut and the YouTuber, Ben Ivy2, is startled. He turns back to check out the scene, possibly thinking there is some kind of vermin in the cabinets. Once he realizes there's nothing in there, he runs to the camera to inspect what just happened. This is the type of casual ghost activity that probably happens to us in everyday life that we don't even notice. Number 10. Baby Watcher. On October 5th, 2014, a very strange thing occurred during a burglary in Houston, Texas. A man broke into a couple's home to rob them, however, he got distracted. Surveillance footage from inside the home showed the burglar going into the nursery and watching the baby sleep. He did not just casually check to see if the infant was still asleep, he literally stood in place for several moments and watched. He left the child unharmed, fortunately, but nothing can change the minds of the parents who were left completely disturbed by a man silently breaking into their home and watching their baby. The man stole $60 worth of cash and also took a laptop. He later dropped the laptop in the neighbor's yard, though, so this whole ordeal seemed kind of pointless. In fact, the only thing anyone got out of this was the couple probably learned a valuable lesson about protecting their family and more.
So that's when you buy a gun. And then when you see him again, you shoot him. Shoot him. Just shoot him. Just shoot him. There's no talking, no, hey, what's up? I know you the burglar. My name is, no, you getting shot.
Likely invested in a better security system. Number 9. Guy catches a creeper. The following story was submitted to Reddit by user CoolV. In 2008, CoolV purchased an AV transmitter and receiver in an attempt to get cable in his bedroom without having to pay extra to his company. He started the process of setting the box up, but was having no luck. Eventually, though, a signal started to come through. A very grimy and fuzzy scene of a bedroom appeared on his TV. He soon realized that the AV box wasn't even on yet, so he was confused about the signal, but continued to watch. CoolV told his family about the bedroom scene on the TV. They all concluded the AV box was picking up signal from a camera set up nearby, possibly at a neighbor's house. The family kept an eye on the happenings until someone finally entered the room at 6 p.m. that night. It was their neighbor, and they all joked that the camera was probably set up for sexual reasons, or to catch the other cheating. However, things got weird as time went on. The family only randomly tuned in to watch the camera to see if it was still set up.
Now y'all just look, he's looking at the camera, they're looking at the camera, everybody's just looking at the camera, and ain't nobody doing nothing? Ain't nobody calling the police?
They found out the neighbors were having renovations done and assumed maybe the camera had to do with the team working in their home every day while they were out. One day when watching the men work, however, a plumber began sifting through the bedroom's drawers, underwear drawers and things like that. He stood up and approached the camera, adjusted some things, then put it back in its place. It was clear that this plumber was the one who set the camera up. CoolV's dad went to their neighbor's home that night and showed them the camera. He discovered that the creepy plumber had set it up behind a device used to monitor water usage. The couple reported it to the police immediately. It came to light that the man had been coming to their street at night, parking outside of the house and watching the stream on his laptop of the neighbors sleeping, or possibly being more intimate. CoolV explained that he would often
What kind of sick stuff y'all on?
walk past the car, but didn't think much of it. Number 8. Brutal officer shooting. In January 1998, Andrew...
How was that? Never mind.
Brennan was speeding down the road at about 100 miles per hour when he was pulled over by Officer Kyle Dinkheller. As soon as he was stopped, Brennan rushed towards Dinkheller in an aggressive stance, and Dinkheller was forced to pull his gun. He also shouted, "I am in fear for my life," likely in an attempt to warn Brennan he may have to shoot. Brennan and Dinkheller got into a heated argument of some sort before Brennan rushed into his truck to retrieve a rifle. He charged at Dinkheller and shot at him. By the end of this bloody ordeal, Brennan had been shot once in the stomach, while Dinkheller had been shot a total of 10 times. Dinkheller died on the scene, and Brennan took off. Thanks to his plate number, he was arrested the next day, charged without incident, and sentenced to death. However, as of 2013, Brennan has still not been executed for his crimes. When he was questioned about why he killed the 22-year-old officer, he responded, "I killed him because he let me." Number 7. Vatican
Because he let me. This junk is getting weirder and weirder by the minute. This ain't even scary things no more. This is top 15 most weirdest crap I ever seen in my life.
A 19-year-old college student took a trip to Europe and found some strange footage on his video camera after he got home and reviewed the memories of his trip. While visiting the Vatican, he had his video camera out to get a good shot of inside the St. Peter's Basilica. In a few frames of the shot, a bright orange or red figure can be seen hovering in the...
Hovering in the what? Oh, yeah, we ain't doing this.
in the air. It seems like a human figure wearing a cloak or loose sheet, but it moves more mysteriously than that. In a later shot, the figure is still seen there, but in a much lower location, closer to the ground. The student claims that he did not see this in person, only later when he was going through the footage. Some people saw this as a sign of the presence of St. Peter, or even Jesus Christ himself, while others saw it as a darker and more evil presence. The truth is up for those who believe. Number 6, Kitchen Poltergeist. The video of a very violent poltergeist was uploaded by user Mellowbird.
We're done. I'm done. Well, this is really the end of the video, because I am not doing this whole thing. Not at all. After seeing that, no. I wouldn't even bop no more. I would have ran. Nah. We're done. So, if you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. Cause this is crazy. And I am Honcho Keezus, your host. The devil is a lie.
See it on the way, no see it on the way, yeah, no see it